Hey Candeo kids, it's Drew. So good to see you again this week in your homes. We hope that last week you had an awesome Easter celebrating the resurrection of Jesus with your families. And speaking of families, I have a super special guest with me today. This is my wife, Madigan, and she is awesome. And I want her to feel so welcome into your home and to our videos that on the count of 3, I want everyone to say, "Hi, Madigan," so that she can hear you, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, Madigan.
Hi, Candeo kids. I'm so glad that I get to be here with you today, learning about God in your living room. If I remember right, you have been studying Genesis and the family...
Wait, stop. You can't just jump into teaching like that. You know, nobody's even ready. I don't even know any of the things that you just said, okay?
Okay.
Before we start, we have to get the brain juices flowing, okay?
Right.
And maybe you don't know what that means, but we have to stand up, okay? We have to stand up, okay? And if you're at home, stand up off your couch. You know how this goes, in front of your TV, because we got to do some brain juice stretches, okay? So Madigan, do you know any stretches that we might be able to do?
I actually have a really fun stretch for you. Now, this is a little bit different than the last few weeks. Today, we're going to play a quick game called Simon Says.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah. Now, a lot of you are probably familiar with this game, but if you're not, all you need to know is only do the action if Simon tells you to, which is me.
You're Simon.
So, we're going to do a quick practice. So, Simon says, touch your head. Pretty easy, just like that.
I did it.
Okay? Ready to start?
Yes.
All right. Simon says, put your hand on your stomach. Simon says, jump up and down. Simon says, put your hands way up into the sky. Now put your hands all the way down to your feet. Hopefully I didn't get you with that one, Candeo kids. Great job, Drew. Simon says you can put your hands down.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll keep going. Now Simon says, rub your bellies. Simon says, show me your muscles. Now spin around in a circle. Oh, Drew, I got you with that one.
Oh my gosh, she got me.
Hopefully I didn't get you guys with that one. Great job, Candeo kids. Now that our brain juices are flowing, let's take a seat and get back to our story.
God promised this man Abraham that he would make his descendants as many as the stars in the sky. Now Abraham had a son named Isaac, and Isaac had 2 boys named Jacob and Esau. The last time we saw those 2 boys, Jacob had tricked his dad into giving the blessing that belonged to his older brother Esau.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember Jacob and his mother Rebecca decided to come up with their own plan instead of trusting the plan that God had. And you know what? I bet that made his brother Esau super angry.
Yeah, that's really true. I am really excited to see how this story plays out. Take a look at this video to find out the lesson for this week.
After Jacob lived many years away from his home, God told Jacob to return. He had become very rich and now had 12 children. Just as he promised, God was with Jacob as he traveled. Returning home meant that Jacob would have to see his brother Esau again. Jacob was afraid of his brother Esau because Jacob had tricked Esau, and that had made his brother angry. Jacob learned that Esau was coming to meet him with 400 men. This made Jacob even more worried, and he made a plan to protect his family. Jacob prayed to God, "You have been kinder to me than I deserve. I am afraid of Esau. Please rescue me." Then Jacob sent some of his servants to meet Esau with a gift of many animals from his flocks. He sent his family ahead of him. When Jacob was alone, a man appeared and began to wrestle with him. Jacob knew this was not an ordinary man. They wrestled all night. Finally, the man touched Jacob's hip so that Jacob limped for the rest of his life. But Jacob would not let him go. In the morning, Jacob said to the man, "I will let you go if you bless me." The man asked, "What is your name?" "Jacob," he replied. "Your name will no longer be Jacob," said the man. "It will be Israel, because you have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed." Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But the man answered, "Why do you ask my name?" And he blessed him there. Jacob knew the man was God. Jacob named the place Peniel. "For I have seen God face to face," he said, "and I have been delivered." After that, Jacob knew that God was stronger than he was, and he learned to trust God's plans. The sun shone on Jacob as he passed Peniel. Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming with his 400 men. Jacob went ahead of his family to meet Esau. What a surprise! Esau was not mad at Jacob. He was glad to see Jacob's family. He did not want Jacob's presents, but Jacob said, "Yes, you must take the gifts," because Jacob was so happy. He knew God was taking care of him and his family. Jacob and his family moved to a place where he built a house and settled his family. He built an altar to God. God had changed Jacob and given him a new name, Israel. When Jacob's family grew larger, it became a nation. The nation is called Israel. Jacob's meeting with God changed his life as reflected in his new name, Israel. Jesus came so that we might have a changed life, forgiven of sin. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Jesus' death and resurrection provided sinful people with a way to be adopted into God's family. When we are adopted into the family of God, we also receive a new name, children of God. John 1:12.
What a wild story. I totally thought that Esau was still going to be angry at Jacob after all those years and him stealing his blessing. And isn't it crazy that Jacob wrestled with God and God gave him a new name? Wow, that is wild.
It really is a crazy story, Candeo kids. We have a few questions that we would love for you to turn to your family members and talk about in your living rooms right now. The first question is, why was Jacob scared to come home and see his brother Esau? Jacob was probably really scared that Esau would still be mad at him for stealing his blessing as the oldest son.
Here's the second question we want you to discuss with your families. What did God change Jacob's name to after Jacob wrestled with God?
God changed Jacob's name to Israel. So what does God change about us when we put our faith in Jesus? Talk about it with your families.
By faith in Jesus, God gives us new names as children of His own. It's one of the coolest parts about becoming a Christian is that we actually become a part of God's very own family. That's the new name that He gives us when we put our faith in Him. Madigan, it was so good to have you with us this week.
It's been so fun to be here with you, Candeo kids.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Candeo kids. Same time, same place. We're going to learn about God in your homes with your families again next week. We'll see you next time.